Price of new cars has hit a milestone.
What's driving car prices higher?
What are you hearing from consumers when they come in here?
Prices too high. Car prices seem to have been rising ever since COVID, and there's no turning back on that.
You're standing on the lot, the salesman's grinning, and the truck looks flawless under those lights. $70,000 on the window, and he's already talking about how long you'll keep it, how it'll be in the family for years. And I'm telling you right now, some of the trucks on this list will cost you more in repairs over 5 years than you paid to drive them off that lot in the first place. I've spent more than 30 years with my hands under these things. I've watched the same Megs limp back into my bay on a hook, over and over, while a few quiet workhorses never showed up at all. That's not an opinion. That's 30 years of patterns nobody in a showroom is ever going to tell you about. So today, I'm ranking 15 trucks Americans are going to regret buying in 2026, counting down from bad to flat-out disastrous. And the number one truck, the worst of them all, is one nobody unexpected. It carries a badge you've been taught to trust your whole life. There's a recall covering more than 100,000 of them that most buyers still have never heard about. I'm holding that one for the end because you need to see everything that comes before it first. I set this whole ranking in my head years back, standing over a truck that came in dead. Oil cooler, plugged solid. The owner was nearly in tears because he had just made his last payment on it. That truck was supposed to be the finish line. Instead, it was the beginning of a much bigger problem. I told myself somebody had to rank these honestly, without worrying about which manufacturer it might upset. So here it is. Whether you're buying new, buying used, or you're already parked in one of these in your driveway right now, stay with me, because I'll tell you exactly what to check before this list finds you the hard way. Let's start the countdown. Number 15 is the Ford Ranger, the newer 4-cylinder trucks running the 2.3 EcoBoost. This one only lands at 15 because the regret here is mild compared to what's coming. On paper, it's a great little truck. Good power, decent towing, tidy size. But here's what the brochure won't tell you. That little Turbo 4 asks for premium habits. I've seen carbon buildup on the intake valves because it's direct injection. And I've had owners come in furious about clunky, hesitant shifts from the 10-speed automatic at low speed. The engine itself is generally solid, but folks buy a Ranger expecting Tacoma money at resale, and it just doesn't hold value the same way. You drive it 3 years and you're down thousands more than you expected. My take, if you want one, buy it used and let the first owner eat that depreciation. Don't pay sticker. That's the difference between a smart buy and a mild regret. But mild regret is nothing compared to number 14, because now the repair bills start climbing. Number 14 is the Jeep Gladiator. And look, I get the appeal. Open top, remove the doors, haul your gear, look good doing it. But this truck has a personality problem, and that problem costs money. I've had Gladiators in my bay for electrical gremlins you can't chase down, dash lights that come and go, and the old front axle shimmy the forums call the death wobble, where the whole front end shakes violently at highway speed after you hit a bump. It's terrifying the first time it happens. Fixing it right means steering dampers, track bars, and alignment work that can run you $600 to over $1,000. And the resale, Gladiators launched hot and then dropped like a stone once the market cooled. Guys who paid way over sticker in the crazy years are underwater now. If you already love the platform, buy one a few years old with the suspension issues already sorted. But hold on, because number 13 is a truck a lot of you asked me about directly. Number 13 is the Nissan Titan. Here's the surprise. The Titan's 5.6 Vet, the one they call the Endurance, is actually a tough motor. So why is it on my regret list? Because the whole truck around it is a financial trap. Nissan pulled the plug on the Titan after the 2024 model year. When a manufacturer discontinues a truck, two things happen. Resale value collapses, and parts support gets thinner every year. I've already had customers wait longer than they should for certain components. The 7-speed automatic in some years also has a habit of harsh, confused shifting as the miles pile up. You buy a Titan today, and in 4 years, you're going to find out just how few people want it on the used market. My advice, if the deal is cheap enough to account for that, and only then, it's a durable truck. Otherwise, walk. Because at number 12, we're stepping into engine trouble that hits your wallet hard and fast. Number 12 is the mid-sized twins, the Chevy Colorado and GMC Canyon, specifically the older ones running the 3.6 V6. Great-looking little trucks, and the newer Turbo 4 is a different animal. But that 3.6 had issues that snuck up on owners. I've replaced timing components on these where the chain and guides wore early, and that's not a cheap job on a transverse, tightly packed engine bay. You're looking at well over $1,500, sometimes north of $2,000 once labor's in. Some owners also fought rough idle and check engine lights from the emission system that never fully went away. The truck feels premium for the size, which is exactly why the repair bills sting so much. If you're shopping a used Colorado or Canyon, get that timing system inspected before you buy, and budget for it. But number 11 is where the diesel money pit really opens up. Number 11 is the Ram 1500 Eco Diesel, the 3.0-liter V6 turbo diesel. On the test drive, it's a dream. Quiet, torquey, and the fuel economy numbers make you feel like a genius. That feeling doesn't last. This engine uses a high-pressure fuel pump design that's very sensitive to fuel quality and lubrication. When it fails, and I've seen plenty fail, it can send metal shavings through the entire fuel system. That's not a pump swap. That's injectors, lines, rail, the works. I've quoted those jobs at $8,000 and higher. And these trucks have been through multiple recalls tied to emissions and EGR components. The dealership sells you the diesel dream and never mentions the diesel nightmare. Here's the truth. Unless you tow heavy every single day, the fuel savings never come close to covering that repair risk. For most buyers, the gas engine is the smarter, safer money. And that theme, a company selling you a fragile design, is about to get a whole lot louder as we climb. Number 10 is the Ford F-150, running the 10-speed automatic transmission, the one they call the 10R80. Ford put this gearbox in millions of trucks, and for a lot of them, it works fine. But when it doesn't, owners lose their minds, and I understand why. The complaint I hear most is a shudder, a shake you feel through the seat, plus harsh clunks between gears, and the truck hunting around, not sure which gear it wants. Ford actually issued technical service bulletins on this, calling for reprogramming and fluid changes, but once the internals wear, you're looking at a rebuild or replacement that can run $3,000 to over $4,000. Here's my insider tip. On any used F-150 with this transmission, get the fluid checked and changed on schedule, because Ford let a lot of these go too long between services, and that's what kills them. But number 9 is a failure so common that I could set my watch by it. Number 9 is the Chevy Silverado 1500 with the 5.3 V8 and cylinder deactivation, the system they market as active fuel management. This is the truck that taught a whole generation of owners a new word: lifter. To save a little fuel, the engine shuts off cylinders on the fly. To do that, it uses special collapsing lifters, and those lifters fail. When one goes, it can wipe out a camshaft lobe, and now you're deep into the top of the engine. I've done these jobs, and by the time you're in there doing lifters and a cam, you're looking at $2,500 to $4,000, sometimes more. You'll hear it first as a tick, then a misfire, then the check engine light. The company built a fuel-saving gimmick that eats engines, and they kept selling it. That should make you angry because you paid for that engineering decision. And it gets worse because number 8 took a truck everybody loved and quietly turned it into a liability. Number 8 is the first generation Ford F-150 3.5 EcoBoost, roughly the 2011 through 2016 trucks. This engine made huge power and towing numbers, and buyers went crazy for it. Then the miles added up. I have chased 3 specific demons on these: cam phasers that rattle like a coffee can full of bolts on cold start, timing chains that stretch and throw codes, and the strangest one, condensation building up in the intercooler that gets sucked into the engine and causes a violent stumble when you punch it on a humid day going up a grade. Carbon buildup on the valves piles on top of all that. A timing job on one of these can hit $3,000 easy. The marketing sold twin turbos as free performance. What they didn't sell you was the maintenance bill hiding behind it. If you are buying a used EcoBoost, listen for that phaser rattle on a cold morning and walk away if you hear it. But number 7 brings a kind of failure that can strand you cold in a parking lot for no reason at all. Number 7 is the Ram 1500 from the early 2010s with the electrical brain box they call the TIPM, the Totally Integrated Power Module. This is the part that controls your fuel pump, your lights, your wipers, all of it. And when it acts up, your truck develops a ghost. I've had these trucks crank and not start, honk their own horn, cycle their own fuel pump, or die at a light for no reason. Chasing it drives owners insane because it's intermittent. The module itself, plus the diagnosis time, can run you $1,000 or more, and finding a good one is half the battle. When these Rams are running right, they're comfortable and strong. But a truck you can't trust to start is a truck that'll leave you stranded, and no amount of comfort fixes that. Now we're into the top 6, where the numbers stop being annoying and start being brutal. Number 6 is the GMC Sierra with a 6.2-liter V8, the L87, and its cylinder deactivation cousin, running the newer dynamic fuel management. GMC sells this as the premium truck, leather everywhere, the big torquey motor, the truck that says you made it. And the failure inside it is the same disease, just in a fancier suit. The lifters and the deactivation hardware cause the same ticking, misfiring, cam wiping disaster I described on the Chevy, except now it's wrapped in a $50,000 to $60,000 truck. I've watched grown men stare at a $4,000 estimate on a truck that still had that new leather smell. The premium badge doesn't buy you better lifters. It just buys you a bigger bill and a longer wait for parts. Now listen up, because this next part is for those of you already sitting in one of these trucks. And I mean the GMV8s, the EcoBoost, any of the ones I've named. Don't panic. There are things you can do this weekend in your own driveway for almost nothing to catch these failures before they blow up your wallet. First, pop the hood on a stone-cold engine first thing in the morning before you start it. Have someone start it while you listen closely from the front. That ticking, tapping, or rattling in the first few seconds is your early warning on lifters and cam phasers. If it fades after a few seconds but keeps coming back colder each morning, get it looked at now, not later. Second, check your oil the old-fashioned way. Pull the dipstick, rub it between your fingers, and look for any fine grit or metal glitter. On these deactivation engines and on the diesels, metal in the oil or fuel is the canary in the coal mine. Catching that early can be the difference between a lifter job and a whole new engine. Third, and this is the cheapest insurance there is, change your oil early and often with the exact grade the manual calls for, and never stretch those intervals to chase a longer number. Half the catastrophic failures I see got their start from tired, overworked oil. You do those three things, and you've already outsmarted most owners on the road. Now let's get back to the countdown, because number 5 is where the heavy-duty diesel heartbreak begins. Number 5 is the Ford Super Duty 6.4 Power Stroke Diesel, the 2008 through 2010 trucks. Ford built this engine to replace one that had burned them badly, and in some ways, it was worse. These are big, strong-looking rigs that promise to work forever. Instead, they nickel and dime you into the poorhouse. Except it's not nickels and dimes. I've seen radiators crack, emissions components clog, and the worst case, head studs stretching and pushing head gaskets, which on this engine means pulling the cab clean off the frame to do the job right. That single repair can run you $7,000 to $10,000. The company knew these were thirsty and fragile, and they sold them by the truckload to guys who needed a workhorse. That's the betrayal at the heart of this whole list. Number 4, raise the stakes even higher, because it took one of the most respected diesels in America and hit a grenade inside it. The Ram 2500 and 3500 with the 6.7 Cummins, specifically trucks from 2019, on using the high-pressure fuel pump they called the CP4. That pump was designed around European diesel fuel, which has more lubrication than a lot of American diesel. Run it on our fuel, get one bad tank, and that pump can eat itself and send steel shavings through the entire fuel system. I've quoted those repairs from $8,000 to well past $12,000 on a truck with a great engine. If you own one, run quality fuel, add a good lubricity additive, and never run it low on a questionable tank. Number 3 is a truck so infamous that mechanics named an entire industry after fixing it. The Ford Super Duty 6.0 Power Stroke, 2003 through 2007. This is the one that started my whole ranking. Head gaskets blow, oil coolers clog with sediment, EGR coolers crack. To fix one properly and keep it alive, owners spend $4,000 to $10,000 on top of the truck itself. Number 2 will make Chevy and GMC owners sit up straight. The current generation GM 6.2 V8, the L87, in Silverados, Sierras, and the big SUVs built from 2021 through 2024. This one spins bearings and blows the bottom end entirely. In 2025, GM issued a recall covering close to 600,000 vehicles. Owners reported losing power on the highway, a deep knock, then nothing. Out-of-warranty bills climbing past $10,000 on trucks with barely any miles. Number 1, the most regretted truck heading into 2026 is the Toyota Tundra with the twin-turbo 3.5 V6, the engine-coded V35A, from the 2022 and 2023 trucks. I know, I can hear you already. A Toyota at number 1. That's exactly why it belongs here, because you were taught your whole life that the badge on that grille meant bulletproof. That's the reputation that made you feel safe writing a $60,000 check. And that trust is exactly what makes this one hurt the most. Here's what happened, and here's the source, because I want you to be able to look it up yourself. In 2024, Toyota issued a recall covering about 102,000 engines across the Tundra and the Lexus LX. The reason listed in the recall documents is machining debris left inside the engine during manufacturing. That debris can circulate, damage bearings, and cause the engine to knock and fail, sometimes stalling while you're driving. Toyota's own fix in many cases was to replace the entire engine. Let that sink in. Not a sensor, not a gasket, the whole engine, on the truck that was supposed to be the last honest, overbuilt workhorse on the market. I've talked to Tundra owners who bought specifically to escape the very problems I've been listing all day. Guys who paid the Toyota premium as insurance, then watched their brand new truck get an engine transplant with almost no miles on the clock. That's why it's number 1. It's not that the failure is the most expensive. It's that it shatters the one reputation buyers leaned on hardest. The truth is, no badge is a magic shield anymore. Every one of these companies is chasing more power, tighter emissions numbers, and lower build costs, faster than they can prove the parts will last. If you're looking at a 2022 or 2023 Tundra with that V35A, check the recall status by the vehicle identification number before you hand over a dime, and confirm that engine work was completed. Do that, and you turn the worst truck on my list into a known quantity instead of a landmine. So here's what I want you to walk away feeling. You are no longer the easiest person on that lot to fool. You just got the honest order, the one nobody selling these trucks will ever hand you. And that knowledge is worth thousands the next time you sign. 15 trucks, 15 different ways buyers got burned. A Ranger that never holds resale like it should. A Gladiator that shakes violently at highway speed. A Titan sitting on a dying platform. Timing chains, collapsing lifters, cam phasers rattling on cold mornings. Fuel pumps that eat themselves and send metal through an entire fuel system. A module that makes your truck develop a ghost. And at the very top, a Toyota, the badge you were taught to trust most, hit with a recall so serious, the fix was a whole new engine. None of these were accidents. They were cost decisions made in a boardroom, and you paid for them at the pump and in a mechanic's bay. The old rule that a badge alone could protect you, that rule is gone. Every manufacturer on this list is chasing more power, tighter emissions, and lower build costs, faster than they can prove the parts will actually hold up. But here's the good news. The truth didn't disappear. It's sitting right there in the recall database, in the technical bulletins, in the failure threads owners post at 2 in the morning. The people who profit from your trust would love for you to never read it. Now you have. So before you set foot on another lot, or before you hand over a check for the truck already sitting in your driveway, do yourself one more favor. Grab my free ebook, Avoid These 17 Cars in 2026, linked in the description. It'll show you exactly which models are most likely to turn your next purchase into a repeat of everything you just heard. Check the recall. Listen on cold start. Pull the dipstick. Walk away when your gut says walk. You already know what to do. The only question left is whether you'll actually do it before you sign.